Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Whenever, wherever, however you are watching this, a warm welcome to the channel. My name is Jed Lockett, and today is part 2 of our entree into the world of 1988 Score Baseball. I had bought a Rack Pack box at a card shop for $12 and figured let's try to look at it, open a bunch of packs, see if we can't put together the 660 card set. As you can see, I have a binder, but they were offering binders. I could go back in time and get a binder from Score for $10 with 9 Score cards and 12 plastic storage sheets. Gotta hand it to Major League Marketing. They had the pun name down. Official Major League team logo pins, $3.50 each. Wow. All your favorite teams, official team colors. High quality metal with a protective clasp. Or you could get a checklist. That's really wild. Other card companies, they put checklist cards in the packs. Not Score. They were going to have a checklist and send $1 to that address, made payable to MLM. There you go. If you want to travel back in time and get a checklist, that's how you do it. Of course, if you don't want to travel back in time, just go on the internet and do a Google search. 2 packs, 54 cards in each pack. That does include the trivia cards. It does not include the special Young Superstar glossy card that you see here. Like I said, of the 660 cards in the set, we have 102 so far, 558 to go. So we'll open these 2 packs. Pack 1, pod number 1. As I said in the first video, surprised at just how fragile these are. These are from my youth, and definitely remember these with a bit more rose-colored glasses than I would like to admit. Brian Downing begins that pod. Dave Magadan, Ron Darling, Mike Jackson, Franklin Stubbs, our great moments in baseball, called shot home run, Babe Ruth. We have Andres Thomas, Al Pedrique, Rick Mahler, Keith Hernandez, Glenn Wilson, Joey Cora, Tom O'Malley, Todd Benzinger, Gary Redus, Andy Allenson, Dave LaPointe, and Claudell Washington. If you watched the first video, you may notice some doubles already. That's because Score back in the late 80s and early 90s was notorious for its collation issues. Kevin Seitzer is the glossy Young Superstars card. There he is. Set that over there with the other ones. We've got Juan Samuel, Willie McGee, Steve Sax, the original sexy sax man over there. We've got Gerald Perry, Larry Anderson. Yeah, these are guys I remember when I was a kid. I was 7 when this set came out. Great moments in baseball, Yankee Stadium. Don takes out Dave. Don Mattingly. You can pause that and read that, by all means. Tracy Jones. See here. Dave Martinez. Joe Niekro, Phil's brother. Randy Myers. Bob Knepper. Bryn Smith. Yeah, I remember a lot of these guys. Mark Clear. Well, that's one thing about 88 scores, the growing pains. There are a lot of good action shots, but there are a lot of shots that you wish they could have picked some other shot and gotten a clear view of his face. I say that partly because I actually have experience in newspaper, worked for a newspaper for 4 years in the sports department, and laid out pages as part of it. Charlie Puleo, Steve Farr, again, his leg cut off there, so again, great job on using the action photos, but some of the cropping leaves a bit to be desired. Jeff Treadway, rookie prospect. A speed and power, Eric Davis and Tim Raines. That's a good card to have in 1988. And another rookie prospect of Keith Miller. Third pod of this pack. We have Rick Sutcliffe, Fred Lynn. He did it for a long time. Red Sox, Angels, Orioles, Fred Lynn. And a 289 batting average up to this point for his career. Yeah, he could play. Mike Stanley, Greg Swindell, Scott Bradley. Great moments in baseball. Ebbets Field of 1941. Mickey Owen, the Dodgers catcher. It's about him. Tom Niedenfuhr, Willie Upshaw, Terry McGriff, Dave Smith, Bruce Hurst, Tony Gwynn, good to see him again, Ed Lynch, Jeff Russell, Wally Ritchie, Bill Gullickson, Gene Nelson, and Jeff DeWillis. Rack pack number 1 is done. What about rack pack number 2? Let's open this one. Pack 2, pod number 1. Begins with Ken Gerhart. Gary Gaetti, a very solid player for some really good Twins teams in the late 80s. Garth Iorg, Jimmy Key, he was a really dominant pitcher back in the day. Ruben Sierra. Yeah, I remember a lot of these guys. Do you remember Arlington Stadium? Don Mattingly. About him. Tony Phillips, Steve Buechele, Joe Sambito, John Christensen, Mike LaViere, Jeff Robinson. That's one of the few full face photos in this set, at least on the front. Every one of these cards has a full face photo on the back. Rich Yett, Robbie Wine Jr., another Reggie Jackson career highlights. This is in 87 with the Oakland Athletics. And that has his full career stats card, 5 of a 5 card series. So, yeah, that's very cool to get that one. Tim Cruz, rookie prospect, an 87 highlights of Mark McGwire. Breaking rookie home run marks. And Mike Aldrete finishes pod 1 of pack 2. Pod 2, what does that hold? It has the Dave Magadan Young Superstars glossy. Kevin McReynolds. Brick Jacoby. Oh, we got Bo Jackson. Nice. Nice. And actually, you know, the multicolor borders that Score had back in the day, it could work in favor of a card or work against it. This one definitely works in favor of this particular card. The blue border with the action shot of Bo smacking, I'm guessing, a home run. One of his 22 home runs back in 1987. That's actually really cool. Mike Krukow and Bill Ripken. Better check the end of that bat, Bill. Great moments in baseball. Jim Jams runs home. Sonny Jim Bottomley. Have to read more about that later. Gary Carter, he was a great catcher back in the day. Really good at what he did. Larry Owen, Rance Mulliniks, Randy Myers, Bob Knepper, Bryn Smith, Steve Howe, Rick Shue, Del Mohorchich, maybe, Dennis Rasmussen, Gene Garber, and Jeffrey Leonard. Last pod of pack number 2. This 1988 cellophane, this AA plastic is not being cooperative, but we got it anyway. BJ Surhoff, we have Chris Bosio, Fred Lynn, once again, Danny Darwin, Dan Pasqua, Do You Remember, Riverfront Stadium, and that's about Pete Rose passing Ty Cobb. Willie Randolph, Dick Schofield, John Shelby, Bob McClure, Cecil Fielder, Don Carmen, Jim Eisenreich, Mike Moore, Ron Robinson. Well, we have Ron Robinson, and next we had Don Robinson. What are the odds? 2 pitchers. Both in the National League, no matter what. Nelson Liriano and Keith Miller, rookie prospect. I am going to sort. I will be right back. We are back. The sort is completed of the cards that we pulled out of the packs of the 108, 110 if you count the Young Superstar glossy inserts that we got. Kevin Seitzer and Dave Magadan. We got those in the packs. We got 5 of these trivia cards, which takes that to 11 of the 56, so we've got 45 of those to go. And as far as the base set is concerned, of the 558 that we were looking to get, we got 86 of them that we needed. So that brings the number down to 472. Remember when I said that Score was going through some growing pains and Major League Marketing, their parent company? Take a good look at this Jimmy Key card, and specifically the top, the ink getting on the back of the card. I mean, the front actually looks pretty good, especially the blue border complementing his Blue Jays uniform. But the back just has that little ink blotches, so printing flaw that you wouldn't necessarily see today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of 1988 Score. This is an interesting educational experience so far. And please let me know what you think. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Jed Lockett saying that I hope great things for you are in the cards.